Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News. On the hour, I am Ebulomo Adekunle. The Nigerian authorities have issued an alert on an alleged plot by Boko Haram to disguise suicide bombers as shoemakers or cobblers with improvised explosives hidden in tool boxes. Coordinator of the National Information Center, Michael Mary, disclosed this at a news conference in Abuja. He also claimed that the insurgents plan to use livestock to attack soft targets. Omeri, however, confirmed that Boko Haram recently released 192 persons who had been held hostage in insurgent camps.
Indicate a plan by Boko Haram to use young male suicide bombers disguised as cobblers to hide explosives in their toolboxes and detonate them in soft target areas such as markets, restaurants, ATM locations, political rallies, worship places, as well as other public places. Also, there is indication of a plan by this group to use livestock such as goats, cows, and donkeys, loaded with explosives to attack chosen targets. In view of this, the general public, including all persons operating within and around the aforementioned places, are advised to be vigilant and mindful of suspicious activities within their environment. Information available indicate that persons recently released by Boko Haram are presently in the custody or in a military facility in Yobe. Authoritatively, we can state that these persons are currently undergoing counseling and preparation, after which they will return home to join their brothers and our sisters.
Inspector General of Police Suleiman Abba has charged Nigerian youths to refuse being used as political thugs by politicians. He also called on the youths to distance themselves from all acts capable of impacting negatively on their personality and that of the country. Abba said this shortly after he received members of Arewa Youth Forum at the police headquarters in Abuja. He also charged the executive of the youth group to sensitize other youths in the country on the need to fully participate in community policing activities in their areas. Responding, the leadership of the Arewa Youth Forum expressed the determination of its members to work for a violence-free general elections. The All Progressives Congress has accused the ruling People's Democratic Party of a grand plan to stop its presidential candidate, Muhammadu Buhari, from contesting the 2015 presidential election. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, revealed this to a group of senior journalists in Lagos. The report is presented from our studio.
In what is increasingly turning out a fierce battle ahead of February polls, the two leading parties in the country have continued to go for each other's jugular. In a stunning revelation, the APC, through its national spokesman Lai Mohammed, says the PDP is plotting a judicial process to stop Buhari from contesting the February 14th poll.
With just a little over 2 weeks to next month's general election, a rush of court cases have been instituted in an unrelenting effort to stop our presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari. At the last count, at least 4 cases have been filed by those who are undoubtedly fronting for the PDP and the presidency, and are all working towards the same goal, which is stop Buhari, scuttle next month's election. We expect more cases to be filed in pursuit of this ignominious objective.
He explains that there is jittery in the house of the PDP since Buhari's choice as APC presidential candidate.
Since the emergence of General Buhari as the candidate of the APC at a well-organized and transparent national convention of our party last month, things seem to have fallen apart for the PDP and the presidency. And for them, the center can no longer hold. Indeed, General Buhari has become the nightmare for the ruling party and the presidency.
But what proof does APC have to show that the PDP has reached this level of desperation, especially when the entire world is focusing more than enough attention on Nigeria at this time?
They said things will unravel for the candidate and his party over the choice of a VP, of a vice presidential candidate. But not only did this evil prediction fail, a VP candidate who has been widely acclaimed as the best choice for the party and the country, in the person of Professor Yemi Osinbajo emerged, further pushing the naysayers into sheer trepidation. Next, they are engaged in scandal mongering that our candidate is not qualified to run because he did not have the prerequisite qualification. In fact, they so much believe their own lies that they swore to have found a foolproof way to stop General Buhari. Then their house of lies collapsed.
Could fencing out the foreign media, which the APC claimed is ongoing, be enough reason to shut out the outside world?
We also want to alert Nigerians and the international community to the systematic denial of visas to foreign journalists wishing to cover next month's election. A regime that has nothing to hide or fear will not hesitate to allow international coverage of what is undoubtedly one of the most important elections in the world this year. Information reaching us indicates that most of the foreign journalists who applied for visas to travel to Nigeria from different parts of the world for the elections have been kept in abeyance under the guise of security clearance.
However, of note is this related allegation that appears even difficult for the APC to prove.
The rumor mill is spinning fast. Stories abound of a huge war chest of $100 million being earmarked to grease the palm of any pliable judge who can disqualify General Buhari and halt the electoral process. We do not know whether or not this allegation is true, but we do know that Nigerians do not want to return to Egypt.
But where could this eventually lead to?
If General Muhammad Buhari ran in 2003, 2007, and 2011, and there was never any issue with his meeting the prerequisite qualification, why have you made it an issue today? Is it because you have realized that he's poised to shellac President Jonathan at the polls? Why is an interim government an option for Nigerians are willing and eager to vote for change next month? Why we will continue to appeal to our members and supporters and all Nigerians to remain calm. We call on them and indeed all Nigerians to be vigilant, knowing that eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. We urge the Chief Justice of Nigeria to be a bulwark against the abuse of the courts just to achieve a predetermined end.
The days ahead will tell if the allegations raised by the APC will hold water as Nigerians and the rest of the world continue to watch.
The All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Muhammadu Buhari at his campaign rally in Ibadan urged supporters to vote out the People's Democratic Party from power in order to experience a fresh beginning and a promising future. He advised supporters to disregard allegations made by the PDP about him, remain focused and ensure their votes count at the February 14th presidential elections. Omotayolo has details.
In a show of love and acceptance of the APC presidential candidate, Oyo residents gathered in their large number to show solidarity for a man they described as one with sympathy for the masses and zero tolerance to corruption. Ready on the lips of some of the supporters who spoke with CoreTV News crew is the high expectation they have of Buhari and their willingness to vote for him as all they want is change.
I'm supporting Buhari because it can effect change in Nigeria. Because Jonathan that is there doesn't do what the masses need.
Nigeria, say Baba Buhari. Inshallah.
You come from north, you come from west, you come from east. What we are praying for is peace. And let peace reign. Is one Nigeria, not divided of Nigeria.
The Director General of Buhari and Oshibaja's campaign organization, Rotimi Amechi, blasted the PDP for making issues out of non-issues on the candidate whom he describes as the wish of the people.
For us, you are more important than anybody else. And I can assure you that by God's grace, when APC wins, it will change your heart.
The national chairman of the party, John Oyegun, also urged people of Oyo to vote APC at all levels, after which he handed the party flag to the incumbent governor as the approved candidate to contest the next poll.
Do you want an interim federal government? Who do you want? Who do you want?
Amidst fanfare, all the chieftains of the All Progressives Congress took turns to address the people. Presidential candidate Muhammadu Buhari, who was carried away with the excited crowd, joined in the dance to live music. He says his government will bring succor to the masses he voted into power as the president of Nigeria.
On the day of the election, come out and vote out for good. APC will do is to make sure infrastructure is always more on the ground. NEPA, power holding company, and then the road, the express road, from Lagos here and from here to North.
The questions on the mind of many is whether the large crowd turnout at the campaign will truly translate into the desired votes clamored for by the APC. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Ibadan.
Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has once again called on Lagosians to vote for the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Akinwumi Ambode, as the next governor of the state. He described Ambode as a man of competence and intellectual capacity who has the capacity to take the state to the next level. Fashola spoke in Ekpe as the governorship campaign train of the APC made a stop in the town. Kazim Kasali's report is presented from our studio.
His arrival with the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Akinwumi Ambode, expectedly raised excitement levels as security personnel battled to control the crowd surge. When it was time to speak and introduce the homeboy to the crowd, Fashola again made a grand entry to the podium. He says competence and ability is what Ambode represents, adding that whatever is said on the campaign is not personal, but a means to let Lagosians know the true colors of those who want to lead them.
The other scholars who built it, the High Court who did it, the primary health center who did it, the first solar primary health center in Nigeria who did it. Do you want that to continue? Who will continue for you?
Ambode in his speech says he aims to continue from where the present administration stops in addition to his own programs.
Time has come. Yes, we know we have special institutions in the third division. Yes, we know we have an airport coming. We also have EPZ zone coming. But you know what? I will be with you from beginning to the end. I am going to stand by you. All our elderly ones, you have places to go to and you have comfort.
All the speakers charged the crowd to ensure that they pick up their permanent voters' cards, apparently in response to reports from INEC that over 3 million cards are yet to be picked up in Lagos. Battle of who emerges the next governor has continued to gain momentum.
It's the Core TV News on the hour. We'll take a short break and we'll return with more stories. Please stay with us.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Thank you for being there. And for more news and other information, you can visit our social media platform. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. And on YouTube, it's youtube.com/CoreTV, letter space, then news. A survey of eligible voters in Kaduna indicates a 26% gap between the two leading governorship candidates in the state. The poll conducted by Noah Pose for ANAP Foundation, a non-governmental organization, showed that the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Nasir El-Rufai, is leading others with 46%, with Governor Mukhtar Yel-Ro on 20%. It, however, noted that 23% of respondents have not made up their minds on who to vote for and would be crucial to the outcome of the election. The survey results released in Abuja also showed that youths between the ages of 18 and 29 years and the working class between 30 and 60 are more inclined to vote for El-Rufai, while the senior citizens who fall in the 61 and above group opted to back Governor Yero. The new spokesman of the Nigerian Army has formally assumed office few days after his appointment. Colonel Sani Usman is the acting director, Army Public Relations, following the appointment of Brigadier General Olajide Lale as the commander of the 4th Brigade in Benin City. The former Army spokesman is convinced the new man will excel in the face of the current security challenges.
I took over the mantle of leadership as the Director of Army Public Relations, and it has been a very challenging and rewarding experience. I therefore most humbly thank the Chief of Army Staff for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to serve and to contribute my little quota in the development of the Nigerian Army in particular and our dear nation Nigeria in general. May I also appreciate the immense contribution of all the officers, men and staff of the Directorate who have worked tirelessly with me during the past 1 year in achieving the tremendous successes recorded by the Directorate. Indeed, you are a family which I am proud to belong. To the distinguished members of the 4th Estate of the realm, that is the gentlemen of the press, I cannot appreciate you enough for your unflinching support and professional conduct throughout my tenure as Director of Army Public Relations.
I am conscious of the expectations and the demands of the Office of the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, and I promise to do my best and to be loyal and dedicated.
Former Defense Minister Theophilus Danjuma has called on Nigerian politicians, especially those seeking political offices, to refrain from attacking personalities in their campaigns ahead of the 2015 general elections. Danjuma, who once again toying with the peace of the nation, admonished members of the political class to abide by the rules of the game.
And my prayers
are that we will have a transparent and peaceful election, and that the campaigns that are going on now, the degree of virulence in attacking individuals must be reduced. We need peaceful elections, and we cannot have it if we continue not to talk on issues, but on individuals saying slanderous things about each other.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has extended the ongoing distribution of permanent voter cards in the Federal Capital Territory by 1 week. It is now to end on February 7th rather than the eve of the election suggested by some Nigerians. Resident Electoral Commissioner for the FCT, Jacob Jatau, said at a news conference that 55% of registered voters have collected their PVCs as against the 42% earlier recorded. He, however, is keen on hitting between 60 and 70% collection rate before the close of the exercise.
Noticeable improvement in the distribution of the cards. We are still facing challenges. We want to require that and urge the press to keep on informing people that these cards are going to be distributed. The time we have given is to the end of this week, which is 31st of January, for the distribution to end at that places. However, I want to say that when we'll consider the things, we may go on up to the first week of February to distribute these cards, most likely. So, but that one will come up towards the end of this week. That will pass that information.
We'll take another break now and we'll return with more. Please stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
I see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Thank you for being there. The Ebola epidemic is decreasing but is still present in a third of the areas of the three worst affected West African nations, according to UN Ebola Coordinator David Nabarro. Nabarro was speaking at the African Union headquarters as leaders gathered on Thursday, a day ahead of a summit where Ebola is a key issue for discussion. The worst outbreak of the virus in history has seen nearly 9,000 deaths in a year, almost all in the three West African countries of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, and sparked a major health scare worldwide. The three nations have been devastated by the outbreak, which began in December 2013, but all have seen recent signs that the virus is on the wane, with the number of new cases dropping weekly. And that's it on the news for this hour. Join us again top of the hour for more. Thank you for watching. I am Ebumlomo Adekunle.